special presentation of a casual Monday. We're recording this on a Monday, which is probably very rare. Um, Before we get into what we want to get into, I this past weekend was my me and my wife's anniversary, brother fam, and on Friday we just hit a couple of local bars in this new spot downtown Trenton. The spot's so exclusive. They're literally like, it's a membership. You get like access to like certain parts of this spot. Like they got like conference rooms and all this other stuff going on. But it's like you pay a certain amount a month. But they're trying to get people into the different bars. So we was in there.
You came in there and told them it's Cal ring.
Tell me why their main whiskey is Uncle Nearest.
Ah, that's dope.
They had...
Are they black owned?
No. But the dude that owns it, or the people that own it, one of my old jobs, like it's someone that used to own, they may still own one of my old jobs. Okay. And I was like, oh shit, this is pre the job I had, almost 3 jobs before Complex. It was a minute ago.
This is when you was stealing the hubcaps of one of the new vehicles and
the hubcaps, the Rasslins, the shows. No, I'm sorry. But
just car radios. Y'all niggas need a Panasonic.
Give me about 10 minutes. Nah, so it was 4 different. They had I have a photo. They had the 1884, the 1886. There was one that was like a rye, and then they had a single barrel.
Single barrel probably off the chain.
I was like, give me a flight.
Oh, that's ill. That's ill. I've seen in the
I really can't see it, but it was a little Uncle.
Oh yeah. We do. Oh yeah. We been bougie. Okay, we out here and outside.
It was. I was toasty too by the end. I made it through the flight, but after that, I was like, all right, time to go home.
Hey, you was in flight.
I was
been there.
Flew home.
Definitely been there.
That shit was good though. The Uncle Nearest. Highly recommend. If you, I guess it's around here now. I don't know. Can you buy Uncle Nearest down there? Have you ever seen it in the local?
Yeah. It's regular.
Like I heard about it at the beginning of the pandemic, and it wasn't available around here.
Oh wow! Should have said something, man. I'd have sent a bottle up.
I should have thought. I didn't think about. Again, homegirl said, "Shouts out to Amanda, the bartender at that spot." She was like, "Yeah, we got Uncle Nearest." I said, "Oh, word!" And they did some whole thing. It was like for every shot for every old fashioned, they were donating X amount of dollars to HBCUs. It was an HBCU challenge that's going on. Yeah, matter of fact, it just popped up on the site. I'm sorry.
That's hard.
Yeah.
How many years is that for you and the missus now?
Damn, it is, because we got married on our anniversary, so it's 22 together, 19 married.
Good gracious, boy! Yeah, we in the
nice.
Same boat. I'm at 19 myself. God dang it!
I love it. It's
Two
a beautiful thing. It's some old ass.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. We ain't talking about whiskey. I'll tell you one thing, what you going on down there, get you a bottle of that Old Nearest, boy. I'll tell you, get you where you need to be.
I gotta see if a single barrel whiskey. I gotta see if I could find it.
Yeah, see, I haven't had the single barrel. That's special. Like just the regular Uncle Nearest, which is the blueprint for Jack Daniels, if y'all niggas ain't know.
Yes.
Is a plenty in the stores. Now when you get to talking about small batch and 100 proof and all that, that's a little different.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a little. That's a little. You might got to dig for that. They had a big. Last time I went to what's that big? This is liquor Walmart. That's everywhere. Total Wine. Last time I went to Total Wine, they had like a whole big like display. It was February, so you know what I mean. Drink with niggas, like you know what I'm saying. That was the energy.
Total. I don't think we. I don't know if I have a Total Wine near me.
Oh, so next time you come down, we going to Total Wines. Total Wines crazy. It's like Walmart and liquor stores had a baby. That's exactly what Total Wines is.
The craziest liquor store. We'll get to why we're here in a second. The craziest liquor store experience I've ever seen was in Pennsylvania, where they have they've got like the drive-through. Where literally it's
I haven't you talking about the ones where you actually the car goes
drive through that motherfucker.
I haven't seen that one. I seen the ones where you pull up on we got them here where you pull up on the side and you be like, let me get it's right here. But I've only seen online the one where you go in the store.
I only did it once, but I know it. If I'm not mistaken, it was primarily because in Pennsylvania, like on certain, I think on Sundays you can't, liquor stores are closed, but those establishments were open. So, it's something like that.
Oh, some kind of loophole.
But this was also like 20. This was before I even met my wife, so it was as ago. Yeah, years ago.
Gotta take it easy, telling them kind of stories.
Facts. But I say that because by the time it was time for ASE Friday night, I was out of it. But I did end up catching it. What had happened was I ended up watching ASE on Sunday, and then by the time AEW Dynasty was coming on, but I'm glad I caught up with ASE. Let me turn this. Shouts out to Sham. Shouts out to Anakin Invader. We are here to talk the third ASE show. ASE Cosmos went down April 19th in North Carolina. Where was this venue? I'm sorry. I believe it was the Cabarrus Arena and Event Center. It's I will say, watching ASE at this point, I'm not saying that they need a title, but like I'll be watching this show and I'm like, they're doing so much with the story and interweaving anything. Once they have some type of belt for these brothers and sisters to be fighting over, I feel like it's gonna start shooting through the moon.
Yeah, because what it's gonna do is it's gonna get these title reigns up for some of these folks, and they will start popping up on certain lists.
Facts.
Around Juneteenth. I just 50 niggas. Anyway, there's at a certain point, there's got to be a point. Right. And I feel like these championships or maybe they do something different, right? I've seen medals. I don't know, maybe medals. I don't want to see anybody carry a trophy to the ring.
No, I don't like trophies.
Maybe like a crown or something. You know what I'm saying? The king of ASE, queen of ASE, and you know what I'm saying? You fight for that crown, a literal crown. I don't know. You know what I mean? The Intercontinental might be a kufi. Like, I don't know.
I was gonna say
the golden kufi. Listen, you want to cut? Listen, if you want to battle for my golden kufi,
that may be the name of the episode. The golden kufi. Shouts out to Darius Lockhart. Shouts out to the crew at ASE. Yeah. I didn't know what to expect with this show. It was called Cosmos. It has not been that long since the ASE BHM show from back in February, and that show set a lot of things in motion, especially between Darius Carter and Billy Dixon, and we'll get to that situation. But I did want to, I guess we want to start where the show started, right? Because we talk about storytelling. They kicked everything off with Charity King. I'm sorry, it was Danny B. My fault. Danny B. taking on Kiera Hogan with Charity King in her corner. I really like Danny B. I'm like in ring. she is very like you can tell either she is studying or she has just been working for the time she's been in the squared circle. She has been putting in her home. She's been doing her home, putting in that work because Kiera Hogan ain't no joke when it comes to like
Right.
being somebody in that ring, and Danny was definitely rolling with her.
I think see this is the perfect now this is the perfect venue for the story they've told over three shows already, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have established folks, Kiera, and then somebody else who we'll get to later
Facts.
with against both Queen Bees,
Mm-hmm.
King Bees. I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and it becomes like a showcase of like, all right, these sisters are dope. One is more of the in ring, and it's that balance. And with a star like Kiera, you kind of get to see both pieces work well,
Right.
and then they gonna put it together, man. But they listen in ring, they get busy, man, and they tell a story in ring, and it's very fun matches too.
Yes, it was. Even when I saw the finish about to happen,
Mhm.
but then I go back because I remembered. I was like, "Oh, this kind of remind me of the finish of the last match," and I'm glad that they because sometimes they'll do it, but you figure, "Oh, well, Danny B's got her back. She gonna get the win." You know what I mean? But nah, I'm gonna play you the same way I played your homegirl. I was not expecting that post match interview segment.
I popped big because I saw it maybe 10 seconds in. Like, oh, they're
Mm,
gonna do it.
they about to
And
do
I,
it.
I I knew fan was in the building too.
Ah,
So
okay.
I was like, oh, they're gonna do it. So I'm just sitting in front of my computer right here because I'm watching because speaking of Friday night, I was
Mm.
interviewing Andino for the fight show.
Right,
And
right.
so I had the interview here and the pay-per-view here. And it I saw them. I was like, oh, they're talking. That means it's a piece of business taking
Right,
place.
right.
And so I'm like, oh, you said y'all ain't going to gang up on me by myself. I said, oh, here we go. Here
Let's
we
go.
go.
Fire and flavor
Yes,
in
sir.
in the building. It was good. It was dope to see. I can't remember the last time they teamed. I did not look that up, but that was a dope moment. That was a
Mm-hmm.
really dope moment for them. And this I appreciate Ashe being a place, just like I appreciate what AEW is able to do in the alternative. They're able to give pro wrestling. You need a place like Ashe to where when two women like Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steeles are ready to be like, boom, we about to link up. We don't have to wait for some other larger company or whatever TV company to be like, hey, we want to put that on. We can do it and just have it done for the because the people that's going to be in the building understand what time it is when these two women get together. So, and shit, this being the weekend that the king, I don't know if they're still going to be holding two belts
Uh,
by June 22nd, the next Ashe show. But when Fire and Flavor take on the King Bees may still be NWA Women's Champions and the Mission Pro Women's Tag Team Champions. So I don't think I did notice that they did not have their titles, nor did they mention them in the building. But Chris Lee mentioned it during commentary that they were the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions. So that stuff like that make me wonder how far they can go. But it'll be interesting nonetheless. It'll be
I think
interesting.
it's really important with young companies to weave in new and established. And sometimes you legends, but more importantly, new and established. And when I say established, I mean people who have reputations, but can still actually handle business the way, they need to make what they do important. And
Word.
I think this is a perfect example of them doing that. And I
I
think
like it.
it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's dope. And like you said, it's dope, especially because the Tasha Steele's pedigree, Kiera Hogan's
Mhm.
pedigree, listening to the commentary from Chris Lee, you can hear them. They put Kiera Hogan over huge in that commentary,
Oh yeah.
and they're a perfect team to have the King Bees, who are dope and have been doing their thing for a little bit, but are really just starting to establish themselves. I think it's a really perfect time. It's like having a new team go up against like a Trish Leader or something like that
Mhm.
in the WWE. So no, I like to see that. Next up was Billy Dixon making his ASE wrestling in ring debut against Dante Khalifa. Um, it was funny again. WrestleMania fatigue,
Mhm.
but they're like, oh, Swole said, oh, Billy Dixon he put on an amazing match 2 weeks ago. I'm like, shit, we was there, and then they showing the footage. I'm like, oh shit, like there was a point at the end of their match where I saw part of my arm because I was trying to get photos. I was like, oh, that's me right there. Nah, but it was again just talking about the storytelling. Billy Dixon, he put in work during the match, but he was clearly still selling the effects of his devastating bout with Darius Carter. I mean, Darius, he had him passed. I forgot he had that man passed out in the middle of the ring, and Darius Lockhart was just going to call it, and Carter said, "No, you count that pin. You raise my
Raise
hand."
my hand. So I watched some of that in the section of the GCW show. There was actually a Ashe contingency there.
Oh, really?
And yeah, Nadia, the announcer. There was a couple of folks from Ashe over,
Okay.
and so I watched that. Talking to them. I was with my man Beast from AEW. We was what we was doing, and
Word.
it was cool. But I'm gonna be honest. I don't like, and I said this in our group chat last night. I
Mhm.
don't like when Daniel Bryan play like that. And I
Right.
didn't like Billy Dixon playing like that because it for a second it looked like things would die.
No
And I was like,
facts.
whoa, is he
Yeah.
checking his breathing? Wait a minute. Is this nigga dead?
Yeah, it
Like
looked like he died at the end of his show. Yeah, for
this
real, for
this
real.
what I mean. So good job, first of all, Billy.
Right.
And I think it's amazing work. And shout out, I would assume for Darius Lockhart to have that foresight to be like, well, let's work some of our stuff then to work now and proceed. And so, man, shout out to y'all for doing the work and actually caring about and respecting your audience. I think that's very dope.
Facts. No, it was. I mean, it's funny because it's not a squash match. It was still a fairly competitive match, but
Yeah.
Billy got the win over
Mhm.
Dante Khalifa. Shouts out Dante Khalifa. It's dope. Shouts out to your cousin. It's dope when I go on Instagram looking for Dante Khalifa, and we had been following him on
Yeah,
Instagram.
already.
Um, but yeah, it's good to see dope. I forget what the
Happy
back of his
birthday,
shirt
cuz.
said. Yeah, happy birthday. We are recording this on Math birthday as well.
Matthew Worry.
Matthew Matthewary. Next up, and again, I like the storytelling going on in Ashe. So oh my internet right now. Next up, Movie Mike, the filmmaker, taking on the Jet Kevin Knight.
Mhm.
Movie Mike at the Black History Month show,
Mhm.
he lost in like 2 seconds or something like that.
Very, it
Like
was very quick. It was
it's the
very
show.
quick, and that was the conversation. I forgot we haven't even put that out. I have a interview with Movie Mike, and he was talking about the speed of the match, and it just happened to backfire on him a little bit. It was
Right.
fast, but it wasn't fast the way he wanted.
It wasn't the way he wanted, but and spoiler alert, Kevin Knight, it didn't it Kevin Knight won, but it took him a lot longer than Fast as Hell. Fast as Hell, Ian Maxwell is such a great pro wrestling name, but it was a solid match. Like,
Mhm.
Kevin Knight is dope.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing, man. Is all all of these shows could almost be like Ashe Wrestling. We're not a monolith, right? Because
Yes.
you get so many varied portraits of black pro wrestlers, and which of course is super important. But besides that, it's just dope to have. You know what I mean? Don't nobody want to go to the store and you can only get burgers and fries. Niggas want hot wings and chicken
Right.
sandwiches, and you see what I'm saying? the variety and the quality of the work is
Facts.
is super dope.
And it was ill because of course, and again, shouts out to Gerard Bonner, shouts out to Big Swole because they were putting in work in between the matches, and Gerard he did a number of back, and anytime the wrestler left and you saw that cameraman zoom into Gerard, I was like, oh, something about to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
the Jet Kevin Knight, who kept it was his catchphrase, see if he could fly with the jet. He threw that in there like 4 or 5 times. Like, all right, Jet, I see what you're doing. He's out there talking this talk about, yeah, the jet's a jet, baby, but we gonna see what happens next with the jet. And then fast as hell, Ian Maxwell comes right out to the interview spot like, hey, you beat that brother. You 2-0. Guess what? I'm 2-0 first, brother. I did that shit first. And I beat that man in 2.5 seconds or whatever the hell. So what you want to do? Is you fast as hell, Ian Maxwell level or what? And
Yeah,
the Jet Kevin Knight said, hey, you trying to fly with the jet? But it looks like they're about to put that match on in June, which again, it feels like the type of stuff I remember watching when I was a kid on NWA. That I don't like you and I'm better than you. Oh, word, you want to settle this in the ring? I got you next week.
that's it, man. Is listen. First of all, convention is important. That's the basis. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do it the way everyone's done it for a million years, but the basis of it is still that storytelling. This
Right.
guy versus this guy. You need that why, and you need that way to move forward. And I think they do an amazing job early. This is their third show. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Third
crazy
show.
part about that is
Mm-hmm.
they're doing things that consistently neither AEW or WWE do all the time. They miss
Facts.
it, right? Because they want to do the big thing. Sometimes
Yes.
you have to base it in old school and just do it a bit different, put some flavor on it, and that's what we do well. So
Word.
again, man, shout out to them for putting on, I ain't gonna call it television, I guess, but putting on quality pro wrestling that will keep you engaged by telling a story and putting on good matches.
Yeah, at the very least it shows that there's a strong foundation because what you mentioned it's their third show, and I said it offline like wait till they get to their 10th show, their 25th show, their 33rd show. Like if they've already got those building blocks in place now, it's only going to be so much better. Once they've got more reps up, they understand what works and what doesn't work. Maybe there's an opportunity that comes out because they're trying to buy pro wrestling, so if you can make a pro wrestling thing, you might be able to go somewhere. So you can tell when somebody's got a strong foundation. Next up, it's the first time I've seen all four of these brothers in the ring. Tag team action, Culture Inc. versus Treehouse Lee, and it was Saive Al Saba. That Al Saba brother, he was doing. I don't know if it's a 450 or 540 or the 90-80, whatever he was doing. And just go bam, just to hit you with a knee. I mean, hit you with an elbow.
Remember the pandemic when we were getting a lot of matches on Raws where it was just the blacks or the
Mm-hmm.
Hispanics, right? They messed up, man. Yeah, the fruits of that old school put this one with that one, and you know what I mean his seed marry his seed. So they pushing that forward, and now we get to pick and choose the superior athletes,
Right, right.
and that's what we get to see with these brothers down here. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? We got the best characters and the best athletes, and everything has the flavor on top of it.
They said Treehouse Lee made his own clothes. He said this is his outfit that he put that together. There's referencing XYZ and I was like, God damn. Well, because I think him and Al Saba, they wrestle each other as well. They have totally. I mean, talk about vets. You know what I mean? But it was dope to see because Culture Inc. is good as well. Good as well. I was impressed again, and those we gotta link with them at some point because they've
Yeah,
been
we
hollering at
do.
us for years. But it was dope to finally see them. And like I said, I was definitely impressed by the work that they put in. It was just that match, though, right? They didn't do much else after any of that. But hopefully, we can see more of them in the future.
Yeah.
Next up, I had to hit up Brother Fam on the side because when Tootie Lynn
Son. So shout out to is it in the ring, out the ring, the folks in St. Louis who
Mm,
are cool with Tootie. They had me on their show years ago, and I've heard of Tootie for years at this point. It was really dope. First of all, my favorite Negro action film of all time, The Last Dragon. She comes out to the Last Dragon theme. I'm like, oh, it's about to be something. And
it was
we've been
amazing.
hearing and seeing promise out of Booker T school
Hmm.
and reality of wrestling. And so there's this was one of those things where it's like, okay, these are folks that have been establishing themselves, and now they have a venue to kind of link and
Right,
put on.
right.
Promise looked all the way ready.
Facts.
Total package. Great heel work. Um, dope in ring. Already knows her character. Very confident in it, man. It was. They put on, man. Tootie is dope, man. Tootie came in with the goddamn nunchucks
She
and
had the meat. She's a real karate girl. That's a
yeah,
karate
whole
woman. I'm
karate
sorry.
lady. A whole karate lady. Yep. I don't want no smoke. You know what I mean? Miss
At
Tootie,
all.
nice to meet you and all that. You know what I mean? I don't want no smoke. God bless you and everything.
Okay, the second time we could have some more pleasantries. Now, um, this match, the next match was this was low key like in ring was probably my favorite match of the night. The lone three-way match or triple threat match. I don't know what they determined it as specifically. Trevor Eon, the dude with he had the hat with the mean on versus Owen Knight, who cut a promo so good that promo went back to back. Bad, but it was a good ass program.
Mhm.
A promo and Ashton Starr who cut a damn promo on the way to the ring like the Miz and them.
I feel
But
like the whole thing was a promo.
when they when they got into that ring and started working though,
Mhm.
that they really put on. I'd seen a couple of sites where I think was it PW Insider? Yeah, PW Insider had results up, and even they were like, "Yo, this was low key like if you're looking just for like some ill in ring work,
Mhm.
don't sleep on that three way match from the bout." And again, I'd never seen any of them wrestle before.
So I've seen all of these folks wrestle previously. First time I seen Trevor was at Jabba Tears,
Mm.
the first Jabba Slam, I believe. It was actually the first match, if I'm not mistaken. But it's ill, and this is another nod to us not being like a monolith. Like this
Right.
is a devil character that's a good guy. You know we
Facts,
don't play that. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
But yeah, like I've seen like at the shows that Billy used to do in DC. I've seen Ashton a couple of times. The really cool thing about Ashton is that,
Uh,
and I also said this in our chat, is that like when you have openly gay wrestlers in matches now, right? You a lot of the time the expectation is they're going to be the syrupy sweet good guy, right? Because you got to protect their image. No, at this point, you get to see all the type, you know what I mean,
the
different
spectrum.
types of people because gays are also not a monolith. So
Exactly.
so you know what I mean? Ashton and then super heel work and all that. And listen, it was an exciting match they put on. They did the pro wrestling well, man. I enjoyed it.
They definitely did the rapping well. And I do want to correct myself because Ashton Starr, Owen Knight, and Trevor, they were all parts of Team Georgia at the first Ashe.
Mhm.
They teamed with Suge in that loss, and actually that's what Owen
Yeah,
was saying.
yeah, he was trash and shook. Watch him
He
out. That's my man. You know what I'm
he
saying? Watch
he
him out.
he was pissed because he was pissed at everything in that match, honestly. But I think the thing is I remember that being a thing, and remember Joker's swag surfing. I didn't really know much about anybody on Team Georgia except
The
for Suge
irony
Knight.
of
So
all them North Carolina dudes against Team Georgia swag surfing, which we know where that song come from. Yeah, it was a lot of
it
there's a
was
lot going
funny.
on there. Yeah.
No, it was good. It was good.
Mhm.
And in the main event of the show, and again, talk about storytelling in a bout that was made after the aforementioned Billy Dixon and Darius Carter match at GCW for the Culture during WrestleMania week in Philly. Sonny Kiss challenged Darius Carter to a battle. and they delivered. They
Sonny was flying all over that ring, man.
Sonny be working. I rewatched Sonny and Yaya a little bit from the last one, and this would have been. I guess this is probably the third. Yeah, that was February. Saw him in Philly, so this is like the third time I've seen Sonny Kiss wrestle in the last like 3 months, and I'm pissed that we weren't seeing more of this in AEW.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Mainstream pro wrestling audiences probably aren't, and it's not a right or wrong thing. I'm just kind of
No, go ahead.
given how I feel. I don't think they're ready for a gay character
Right.
that is that outwardly presented, right?
I think you're right.
Like Buddy from what's Buddy from AEW in the tag team they lost last night.
Oh, the Acclaimed,
Yeah, Buddy from the Acclaim,
Anthony Bowens.
Anthony Bowens. He is, he's I guess acceptable because he's gay, but he's not like gay presenting. Like that's not really part of his character.
Yeah, they
You know what I'm saying?
they're in on a joke, but it's not necessary. It's more about just everybody doing scissor me and dancing to the song. Yeah,
Right, like when the girl was like trying to come on to him and he was chanting he's gay, and it wasn't a negative thing. It was one of the funniest and coolest
right.
pro wrestling I've seen.
No, I think you're right. It's definitely and that seemed like that was a problem because when Sonny's going to be Sonny, Sonny's going to be Sonny, and if you're not ready for that, which I was not in the chat during AEW Dynasty, but I saw chatter online about the way people talk, and it's not anything new if you've been into pro wrestling and seen that, but like 2024, that the toxicity is still alive and well,
Right.
at least in those online chats. So if Sonny Kiss was out doing what Sonny Kiss goes out there and does, then I would only imagine he'd have a lot of things to say about Sonny Kiss. So it's just good that she's able to be embraced by, again, ASE and GCW and really in TNA, and find a home outside of the places that aren't really understanding how to put Sonny Kiss into the game.
Mm-hmm.
But as Darius, and I got it confirmed, Darius Carter in he's competed now in 2 ASE main events in their 3 event history so far. In the main event, he wins. He defeats Sonny Kiss. But Billy Dixon, who lied and said earlier, Billy Dixon said he was not going to be interfering at all, ran his ass down there and was ready to it was a good, again, I don't know who needs to hear this, but is ASE television, like, you can see, all you need is little credits at the bottom. Like, you can tell what the show would look like if the show was on the television.
Donnie Simpson.
I'm saying
Tyler Perry, like get them on BET. This should be BET. You know what I mean?
Fox Soul.
Fox Soul is amazing. That's funny.
Something. Tyler Perry, where are we going?
Yeah, Tyler Perry is ain't don't he own BET now?
He's the guy at BET Plus, and I think he does have all the BET. Yeah.
Somebody look, get these brothers and sisters on TV. We ready. You know what I'm saying?
The audience is ready.
They ready. Yeah, it's there. It's there.
It's there. Go look at what happened when Willow Nightingale won that TBS champion. Go look at the timeline when Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi linked up. Not even the match, when they linked up and pointed at that sign.
Mm-hmm.
They always, wrestling is for who? Like that, you don't even need to answer it. That just type that in the Twitter and see how many people say that, and then see what faces are attached to those moments.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it's time, man.
It is 100% time. I don't know if it's time for us. I don't know how. I don't want to overstay.
We call it nation. What my man say, nation time, don't it?
Nation time. Yeah, that's actually the illest. It's something about Darius Lockhart's entrance. Mm-hmm. Watching on TV, being able to see it. Mm-hmm. It's dope because it's I don't want to. It's almost like Darius Carter. Darius Carter gets into the theatrics, but it's not like the type of song you would imagine. Darius Lockhart is like a total energy 180. It's like if you're expecting people to be like yeah, his shit is like, nah, we are about to vibe for like 4 minutes.
100%.
and you catch this vibe and see it, and then we about to go see some wrestling. I love it. Like you said, we're not a monolith, and I think shows like Cosmos definitely put that on full display. Is you got happy birthday, brother Math?
Tom, what are you expecting? It looks like they're coming up the week after Juneteenth. There's a Juneteenth show. What
Yes,
I mean, so the two things that I think that they definitely work toward is that tag team, the women tag team match, and more stuff with their main event scene. So you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
more storytelling there.
All right. So I would assume we're gonna get. We have to get Fire and Flavor versus the King Bees.
Hmm.
I would imagine Fast as Hell Ian Maxwell versus the Jet Kevin Knight should be on that card.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's going to be specifically Darius Carter and Billy Dixon, but there's going to be something between those two because at a certain point they're going to have to. Billy Dixon is going to need to get his hit back, and I imagine it's going to happen in Ashe. He went down there to make sure that he showed his face.
I'd also like to see Rayhan Antez get involved somehow.
Mhm.
He's very entertaining. He talked wow. Hey yo,
Right.
chill. Anyway,
You can hear the full song on the timeline, I
100%,
believe.
100%. This
Yikes.
one was like, I know I bet not hear what I think I'm on here.
And they was ready. Shout out to I heard Chris Lee said he was I guess he was working the pause button,
He's
the
working
mute
the
button.
edits. He was doing everything. Shout out to Chris, man. I hit him
Shouts to
and let
Chris
him
for
know he was
real.
doing a good job, man.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah, I think what they're doing is, and they always talk about people starting late, but the cool thing about starting when you do is that you get to work off of everybody else's misses.
yes. Yes, indeed.
So I think they're taking their time and they're doing a good job curating an amazing pro wrestling experience, man. So shout out to the folks over there at Ashe, man. Shout out to Darius Lockhart and crew.
101,000. Before we get out of here, do you want to give any shouts? Shout your socials, anything like that?
Hey man, Ilfam79
I didn't
on
even
your
see that
social
on either.
media of choice. You know what I'm saying? AKA Pod Father Fam. I
That's
put this
facts.
on the line every week. If you niggas outpod me, you can have it. But
Damn.
imagine that.
Imagine that to the grave. I'm at Cal on Twitter, at Black Wrestling everywhere else. Patreon.com/Black Wrestling. If you're watching this on YouTube, but you should be because I'm not uploading anywhere else, YouTube.com/Black Wrestling. Every Thursday, 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're giving you 5 mics, podcast of excellence. At Ashe Wrestling on all the socials. AsheWrestling.com is their website. If you have not seen Cosmos, you can go over there, pay the one or pay the one and the five together, 15,
Yeah.
and you can stream that to your heart's content. I highly recommend it. The show is dope, and again, because there's storytelling involved, you kind of need to watch this before you watch the next thing, and you may have to watch some GCW for the culture as well. But it's all dope black wrestling. It's like what we were looking for when we was little niggas, little niggas. So
Absolutely. It was what we was looking for when we started this thing, yeah.
yeah, it was not that long ago. It was under 10 years. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see happening and seeing being done so well. Peace to the squad. We are actually we are out. Let me play one thing from one Black Wrestler who was not on there, but it's my brother.
Yeah.